Welcome to the heart of modern gastronomy, where industrial precision meets the delicate art of baking. Beginning with raw ingredients on sterile silver surfaces. We start with the foundation of flavor, where a massive block of premium golden butter meets a pristine layer of smooth, white, elastic dough. Watch as the hydraulic press flattens the butter with absolute uniformity, creating a vibrant yellow contrast against the snowy white texture of the dough. The lamination process begins as massive rollers move with rhythmic grace, pressing the butter-filled dough into a long, thin, and continuous ribbon of potential. Mechanical arms fold the dough with surgical precision, beginning the complex task of creating hundreds of hidden internal layers that define the perfect croissant. In slow motion, a razor-sharp blade slices the block, revealing the microscopic, alternating layers of cold butter and soft flour stacked in perfect harmony. Rapidly spinning rollers thin the dough further, yet they must maintain the integrity of exactly 256 distinct layers without any merging. From above, we see automated robots lifting and stacking these sheets with geometric perfection, a mesmerizing display of synchronized industrial movement on the conveyor belt. The hum of electric motors and the smooth rotation of gears provide the soundtrack to this mechanical ballet, ensuring every millimeter is processed with care. Across the vast factory floor, the dough travels through specialized cooling stations, preserving the cold temperature necessary to keep those many butter layers separate. The first phase is complete, achieving 256 microlayers. This is the structural original, the blueprint for the ultimate flaky pastry experience. Now we enter the realm of shaping, where red laser sensors scan the moving dough, guiding the machinery to ensure every cut is perfectly aligned. Massive hydraulic cutters descend, transforming the long strip into a sea of identical triangles that stretch infinitely down the line, a testament to scale. With gentle precision, triangular pieces are separated from the trimmings. The rolling machine catches the base of each triangle, spinning it into the iconic crescent shape in less than half a second of mechanical brilliance. Observe the satisfying visual loop as thousands of croissants are formed simultaneously, their curves emerging with a uniformity that is impossible for human hands. Rows upon rows of raw croissants align with absolute precision, creating a mesmerizing pattern of dough on the high-speed conveyor belts of the facility. Even at this scale, individual attention is provided by a robotic arm that adjusts every piece, ensuring a perfect grid layout for the upcoming proofing stage. The raw croissants now enter the warm, humid embrace of the proofing chamber, where yeast begins its quiet work of expanding the delicate dough structures. Inside, a fine mist facilitates growth as the dough becomes airy and light, preparing the 256 layers for their dramatic expansion in heat. Emerging from the proofer, the croissants have doubled in size. They are now soft, delicate, and ready for the most critical phase of their journey. Sensors verify the volume and height of each piece, ensuring that only the most perfectly risen dough proceeds toward the intense heat of the oven. We stand at the entrance of the 50-meter tunnel oven, where an intense orange glow signals the beginning of a magnificent thermal transformation process. The croissants slide into the heat, leaving the cool factory floor behind as they prepare to undergo the miracle of professional industrial baking science. Inside the oven, 8 ripples dance through the air, creating a shimmering environment where temperature is controlled to within a fraction of a single degree. In this stunning time-lapse, watch as the pale dough begins to puff, its hundreds of layers separating and lifting like the petals of a blooming flower. The internal moisture from the butter evaporates into steam, creating the pressure needed to push the dough apart, resulting in that legendary airy internal structure. The transformation is visible as the surface shifts from a pale, raw white to a soft, creamy yellow, signaling the start of the Maillard reaction. Tiny air bubbles form on the outer layer, developing into a paper-thin skin that will eventually become the shatteringly crisp crust we all deeply crave. Thousands of pastries move in unison through the heart of the oven, filling the air with the intoxicating, rich aroma of high-quality toasted French butter. Bright red heating elements cast a dramatic, fiery light onto the rows below, pushing the temperature to the perfect level for caramelization and deep flavor. Watch the color deepen further, moving from bright gold to a rich, burnished bronze, coating the entire surface in a layer of pure toasted deliciousness. Look closely at the edges where tiny droplets of butter sizzle and bubble, frying the very tips of the layers to a perfect, crunchy finish. The gradient of color is a masterpiece of thermal engineering, showing the gradual transition from raw dough to a fully baked golden brown work of art. The tips of the croissants, often called the ears, become incredibly delicate and paper-thin, promising a satisfying shatter with every single bite you take. This sea of baking pastry represents the power of industry, where every single unit is identical in size, shape, and color, meeting the highest quality standards. Vince managed the rising steam, capturing the essence of the bakery and ensuring the environment inside the oven remains perfectly dry for a crisp finish. In the final meters, the croissants achieve a dark, glossy, and deeply caramelized finish, the hallmark of a professional-grade bake that balances sweetness and bitterness. The exit beckons as a wave of hot air and golden brown pastry emerges into the cooler atmosphere of the factory, creating a beautiful, misty visual effect. Steam trails behind the freshly baked croissants as they transition to the next belt, their internal heat still working to set the final honeycomb production. Hear the subtle clicking of crisp crusts as they vibrate on the belt, a sound that signals a successful creation of a rigid, flaky exterior shell. The narrow stream of the oven spreads out into a wide ocean of gold, a breathtaking sight of abundance and high-efficiency food production at scale. The surface reveals an intricate maze of cracks and toasted layers, an organic pattern born from the violent expansion of steam during the baking process. The vast factory floor is filled with the hazy glow of steam and golden light, creating an atmospheric scene that bridges industrial might and culinary beauty. Now, the croissants begin their ascent into the spiral cooling tower, their vibrant golden color popping brilliantly against the sterile silver metal of the machinery. This massive cooling tower is a marvel of engineering, stretching high toward the ceiling and carrying thousands of pastries on a slow upward journey. Looking up from the center, the circular motion creates a dizzying geometric pattern, a vertical symphony of movement designed to cool every croissant perfectly. Large industrial fans blow filtered air across the ascending belts, gently lowering the temperature to set the butter and lock in the crispiness of the crust. As they cool, the crusts contract slightly, creating that signature crackling sound that every pastry chef knows is the true mark of a successful bake. Reaching the summit of the cooling tower, the croissants have reached their peak condition, ready to descend and begin the final stages of their journey. They slide down smooth stainless steel ramps, like a golden waterfall, a rhythmic and mesmerizing flow of perfectly baked goods heading towards the packaging department. In slow motion, the croissants gently bump against one another, producing a dry, crisp sound that echoes through the vastness of the industrial cooling hall. Multiple conveyor belts converge, merging separate lines into one massive, high-speed stream of production that highlights the incredible scale of this modern bakery. High-speed optical cameras and blue strobe lights inspect every single piece, scanning for the slightest imperfection in shape, color, or size with lightning speed. A mechanical flipper instantly rejects any piece that doesn't meet our rigorous standards, ensuring only absolute perfection makes its way to the final consumer. From above, the perfectly sorted croissants move in a single-file line, a disciplined march of culinary excellence heading toward the final protective wrapping stage. Metal guides align each piece with millimeter precision, ensuring they are perfectly positioned to be encased in their protective, airtight plastic surroundings. The packaging area is a blur of motion, where bright lights reflect off fast-moving films and rhythmic metal arms in a high-speed finale of production. Suction arms gently lift each croissant, placing them into trays with a softness that protect the delicate, flaky crust from any unnecessary damage or bruising. In an instant, the plastic film wraps and heat seals around the pastry, locking in the freshness and the results of our careful hours-long baking process. Vacuum suction removes the air, creating an environment that preserves the shelf life and the unique textures of the 256 layers. Boxes are automatically folded and filled. A seamless transition from individual pieces to bulk shipments to be sent to cafes and stores worldwide. With a sharp and decisive motion, mechanical arms tape the boxes shut, marking the completion of another batch of industrial-scale pastry perfection. Forklifts move the finished pallets toward the shipping docks, the final movement in a grand choreography of supply chain and manufacturing excellence. We return to a single croissant, resting in the spotlight, a humble yet sophisticated result of thousands of hours of engineering and culinary passion. A gloved hand approaches, ready to demonstrate the ultimate test of quality, the sound and texture of the perfect, industrially crafted golden crust. As the fingers squeeze, the crust shatters into hundreds of golden flakes, a visual and auditory proof of the incredible lamination we witnessed earlier. The interior is revealed as a perfect honeycomb structure, with thin, translucent walls that define the light, airy, and buttery essence of a true croissant. Faint steam rises from the center, carrying the final notes of a rich butter and toasted wheat, a sensory experience that began in a massive factory. Every single flake is a testament to the precision of the machines and the quality of the ingredients used in this massive industrial-scale masterpiece. The factory continues its work into the night, a never-ending cycle of production that brings the art of French pastry to millions of people every day. Behind every croissant is a commitment to excellence, represented by the logo that stands for both the heritage of baking and the future of technology. From the massive tunnel oven to your kitchen counter, the journey is complete, bringing you the crunch, the flavor, and the soul of the croissant. This is the art of industrial baking, where scale meets sophistication to create something truly extraordinary for the world to taste and enjoy. Experience the perfection of the 1,000-layered journey, where every bite tells the story of a golden masterpiece born from the